This episode, we're in the Czech Republic, but before we get to the main event, let's check out a bit more about Europe's top professional drivers. These drivers have put it all on the line through the commitment of their teams to compete at the highest level in Europe. Let's get inside these teams and find out what is needed to run a car at the top level. Where are they from, and why have they chosen drifting? These incredible machines are pushing the boundaries of the sport with 700 plus horsepower. These are the most powerful saloon race cars in the world. It takes a special breed of driver to control these beasts. The level of driving is so close now, it's only a small difference that separates a win from a loss. With 15 plus nations represented in the series, the diverse mix of drivers' personalities and cars truly makes Drift Allstars an amazing show. Piotr Wiecek stepped up his game this year and is leading the points championship. He wants to replace Johan Rintonen as the series champion. All the excitement has motivated the countries like America to step onto European soil and challenge the hometown heroes. Drift Allstars has become a place to test your skills behind the wheel and prove yourself amongst the world's top drivers. We invite you, join us in the Czech Republic for round 2 of the Extreme Drift Allstars European Series. Now let's jump on board with Martin Richards in his Altenzo tire Nissan R33 with a 550 horsepower setup. The Sosnova circuit really tests the drivers with an extra 250 meter run-up, meaning the drivers in the top of 4th gear at over 130 kilometers an hour on entry. Martin now runs and hits the outside clipping zone, then transfers quickly with a fast flick, and then enters turn 2 where he must run a wide line. He stay super aggressive around that wide line. And then here comes a super technical 2 to 3 turn transfer. There's a very long straight, but the drivers need to carry as much momentum as possible. Turns 3 and 4, Martin needs to run an outside line at a quick pace to impress the judges. And that's a lap of Sosnova circuit for the Extreme Drift All-Stars Czech Republic Drift Grand Prix.
Martin is a really good driver and an awesome person. Like, he's so nice to everybody all the time.
Johannes Hountondji is very professional, one of the best battlers I've ever seen.
I've heard he is the chase assassin.
Fail man, James Deane. I'm very glad that I meet this guy.
The best driver I ever met.
Really awesome, and we spent really awesome time.
James Deane. This guy is young and progressive and is hungry for the 2014 championship. He has a lot of titles behind him, and he also was the 2011 Drift All-Stars champion.
The drifters are some specific driver because they are really nice to each other. We can have great fun always.
I have a very huge list of drivers I really respect. Most of them are my friends, especially from Europe, because I'm racing from 2009 in Europe, so I have a lot of people. What I've seen here on this event, the best pressure I've seen James Deane was making on the opponents. I really like him. I don't like watching the drifting, but this time, I saw his chase run, and it was like I was even applauding. Like, I really enjoyed watching drifting.
James Deane is probably one of the best drivers in Europe. He always delivers. This year you can see him on different tracks he's never been on before, but the first run is always spot on, so he's really good.
And then we have Jack Shanahan, James Deane's apprentice, who has stepped into the scene.
Yeah, James is a really nice guy. To be honest, James kind of got me into drifting.
Jack Shanahan, my teammate, the guy I want to beat the most.
Jack Shanahan, so young, such a talent. I was at his age. I was like messing around doing all other things, but he's out there and driving better than most of the other guys who has driven for 10, 20 years. So he's pretty awesome and have a bright future.
Jack Shanahan, the youngest drifter in the series, at age 14 was the semi-pro champ of the Irish Drifting Championship. Now with the support of his father, John, he's battling the strongest drivers, and even his mentor, James Deane, should be concerned.
Dimitri, I first met this year. He always has questions on the driver's briefing, but he's up for it, He really wants to do it well, and he's a good driver, so it's nice to be able to compete against him too.
Dmitry Ulyuk, a veteran from Ukraine, has mastered his 4-cylinder, 600 horsepower S13, and is keeping up with cars with double the power. He shows that a true experienced driver brings out the best results. His car, lightweight and agile, is the first rear-wheel drive car he ever owned, and he's owned it since 2002. Ulyuk is one of a kind, and he's a good addition to the Drift All-Stars family.
welcome to round 2 of the 2014 Drift Allstars European Championship. This weekend, we're kicking things off at the legendary Sosnova circuit in the Czech Republic. Originally a rallycross venue, it's been transformed to host its very first international drift event. But time now for a spot of sightseeing.
Another huge lineup with nearly 50 cars turning out for the Czech Drift GP. Competition was tough in the qualifying round, with Piotr Wiecek taking 4th place in qualifying with a very impressive run. Marek Wartalowicz has impressed many on the internet with his one-of-a-kind BMW 3 Series. This time around, he drove exceptionally well and qualified in 3rd place. Dawid Karkosik took 2nd after a super smoky drift. James Deane collected 1st place and all the bragging rights for the first half of the Czech Drift GP of the Extreme Drift All-Stars.
It's round 2, Czech Republic here at the Sosnova circuit. Tell us what you think about this track. How is it for you? How is it for the car?
It's pretty fun track for me. I think my car is a bit underpowered, but we were clocked of one of the fastest cars of today's training. If I caught the right line with all the malfunctions I have, I'm okay. So because the car is on, I'm driving the car on the limit. I need some more wheel spin, but need the power. I need to get the car back to Ukraine to fix it.
Well, best of luck with that. Thanks, Dimitri.
Thank you.
Now, I've just spotted Nigel from the Eric Nexon team. Now, 650 brake horsepower Nissan car he's driving. Nigel, hello. You're busy working hard for later on.
Yeah, I'm just getting everything ready now for the twin battles coming up. So just making sure everything is good, and yeah, should be looking forward to getting out there now and battling hard.
And what are your thoughts at Sosnova circuit here at Czech Republic?
It's a great track. I can't wait to get some twin drifting in. We had some practice there earlier on, and I think it's going to be really close battles, and it should be exciting for the crowd here. And yeah, just go out and put on a good show, and hopefully we'll come through at the other end.
Best of luck. Thanks for chatting to us.
Thank you.
I've just clocked over here James Deane, if you can just get through the tyres. And the interesting thing about James is that he does everything. He doesn't just turn up and drive. He's the mechanic, he drives the trucks, he funds his team, he pretty much owns his team. And you can actually see him working on the tyres over there, which just shows that he knows the sport inside out. James, sorry to interrupt, you look really, really busy. Just a quick word. I was just telling everyone at home how you pretty much do everything within drifting. I mean, you're not just a driver. Do you think because you do know the sport inside out, that helped with your consistent results?
Well, it keeps you busy as the days going on, and well, I have great help with my family and friends that come to help me at the events, but oh yeah, between the start of the weekend and the finish of the weekend, you're so busy between everything. There's very little time to actually relax, but everything's going really well this weekend, and yeah, the weather's amazing here today, so I hope it stays that way for the battles. Now,
yesterday you qualified in 1st. You were unlucky in London, weren't you? So where are you hoping to come at the end of today?
Well, it's going to be very hard to say. The competition is so high this weekend, but qualifying first is a great boost for me and the team, and I'm just going to be pushing as hard as possible, and wherever I finish, I'd love to be on the podium, so I'll try my best.
Okay, thanks for chatting to us. Best of luck to James, Martin, and all the guys here for the Czech round of Drift All-Stars Championship.
The biggest challenge after practice on competition day was qualification. Qualification is used to rank the drivers, taking the highest 16 and ranking them in order, determining the brackets for the tandem battles. In qualification, drivers are scrutinized by the judges in 4 separate categories: line, angle, speed, and style. The line is designated by the judges in briefing, giving the drivers rear zones to touch with the backs of their cars and front clipping points to get close to with their front bumpers. Angle is the second criteria. It has to do with how sideways a car is. Cars are meant to stay as sideways as possible while staying smooth and not making corrections in their steering. Speed is the third. Judges expect drivers to maintain the highest speed possible around the track. Style is the last point of interest for the judges and has to do with the impact and commitment of a driver. With the style, the true soul of a driver comes out and is seen by the spectators. Tandem battles are the spectacle of the race weekend. In tandem battles, the lead driver is meant to do a perfect qualifying run, while the following car is meant to get as close to the lead car as possible without affecting the lead car's run. The cars then switch positions, and then after the two battles, the judges decide which driver was stronger over the two runs. If it's a tie, they go one more time. In tandem battles, the winner of the competition will be decided. Now let's check out which drivers will face off against one another in the top 16 after the qualifying results. There are some really interesting battles coming up, and some big names shall face off some very tough battles early on. First up would be James Deane versus Christer Halvorsen. Halvorsen would struggle after having a huge crash in morning practice, and James would prove the dominant one and be too much of a force and move on to the grade 8. Polish champion Stolarski will take on one of Germany's top drivers, Johannes Hountondji. Stolarski would prove that he is one of the best drivers in Europe with a textbook chase run and move on after two strong battles. Estonian young gun Harold Valdma would make his 2014 debut in the Czech Republic, and with that, cause an early season upset against Piotr Wiecek, who won the first round. Piotr Wiecek would struggle to match the pace of Valdma and was pushed out early on in the competition. An all-Budmat Polish battle would see Artek Opiela versus Dawid Karkosik together. Opiela would put down some great runs, but Karkosik's aggressive close tandem driving was enough to give him the advantage and move on to the grade 8. Make it hits like landing punches. Ladies get down like you do in crunches. Beautiful women traveling bunches. They're packing more goodies than kitty lunches. Why we in the club, the crowd is packed. Put your hands up, where all my dancers at? Next up was Nigel Colfer versus Maciej Bochenek. Nigel Colfer would push hard against the 2012 Polish champion Bochenek, but in the chase run, Colfer would get too close and would need to straighten, giving the Polish driver the win. Move it now. Don't hesitate, y'all. Move it now. You're gonna hit the floor. Move it now. You wanna dance more? Move it now. You gon' party hard? Move it now. Don't hesitate, y'all. Move it now. Everybody's getting into it. Let's see. Y'all getting wild like cherry Pepsi. Next up would be Bartowicz in his extreme BMW versus Yarkiewicz in his wild wide-body Supra. Bartowicz would prove that he is a rookie driver in the series, but has extreme skill after his qualifying session. With a great lead and chase run, he would move on to the top 8. The 19-year-old Valdma from Estonia would again prove that he has what it takes to compete at this level, and just have too much pace for Richards. Bartowicz and Elias Hountondji, two rookies of the weekend, would show great form, but yet again, Marek Wartalowicz in the STW E21 would have too much pace for the other young driver. Top 8 would again see a crazy mix of drivers, from national champions to young rookies. James Deane versus Bartek Stolarski. In what would prove to be the most entertaining battle of the day, reigning Polish champion would battle current Irish champion James Deane. James Deane would again show his amazing chase skills and stick to the back of Stolarski's Nissan, which gave him enough of an advantage to take the win. Next up was Dawid Karkosik versus Marek Wartalowicz. Karkosik would yet again battle a Polish driver, but Karkosik's confidence over the weekend was showing strong, and a mistake in a straighten by Marek in his chase run would give Karkosik the win. next up would be James Deane versus Valdma. Valdma is having the drive of his life, and with some great runs, James yet again proves that he is one of the best chase drivers in the business. The judges give him the win, moving him on to his first final battle of the 2014 season.
State Street, West End, South Chicago, Ashland. Stony Island, the rep with the passion. My people over East chilling on commercial. I was coming here on that one commercial. My Southside love can't be replaced. Send my am on the mic, bring it y'all.
The final would be between Dawid Karkosik of Poland and James Deane of Ireland. And James Deane would have to retire with a mechanical issue. What a crazy turn of events. This then hands Dawid Karkosik the win for the Extreme Drift Allstars Round 2 in the Czech Republic.
James, congratulations, second place here at the Czech Republic GP. Do you see this as a podium gained or a win lost?
Well, it was a bit unlucky because my car cut out on the first run through. So yeah, I just wish I had the chance to battle Karkosik. Like, he's an amazing driver and we get on very well. But I wanted to push really hard while chasing him, and he was going to push me really hard. And I just wanted, like, I was really excited about the battle, but I hate for it to end like this. But many congratulations for him to take the win today because he's an amazing driver. But yeah, I'm really happy with this weekend. The car is definitely working. We battled some of the best drivers in Europe today and managed to come out on top, and I'm really happy overall. But yeah, bring on Sweden. I'm going to be pushing hard there also.
James has problem with engine. He's stopping the race. I crashed a little bit him. I'm really happy, and I can't find the word now.
How were the battles for you from the start to the finish? I mean, they were quite close, weren't they?
Yeah, awesome battles, but I have battles with teammates, with Artek Opiela, Bochenek, so it's not good for me, but really hard. I have one more time with Artek. Many good battles today.
And it's not just you that are happy as well. The Budmat team seem very, very happy with you, with their celebrations then.
Yeah, because we are all friends, and if somebody from us win, we are happy, all guys.
Dawid, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Wow.